Pirate Nation, welcome to another episode of 5 Questions With. Today's episode features 2 of our women's beach volleyball and indoor volleyball players, Raphaella Rosales and Vanessa Ihrke. In 2 years on the beach, the #1 duo on the Pirates team reached the state championship in 2009 as a 6th seed, finished 3rd that year in the WSC, and this season was ranked in the top 3 in Southern California. Both also helped our indoor team win the WSC in 2019 and made a run to the SoCal Regional Finals. Welcome, Raphaella and Vanessa.
Thank you.
Hello, thank you for having us.
No problem. So premise is simple. I got 5 questions. Talk about your experiences. Enjoy that moment. So question number 1, here we go. Raphaella, you attended Ventura High School. Vanessa, you attended Oxnard High School. You may have been rivals then, but how has the last 2 years been becoming teammates at Ventura College?
For me, at least, I always remember playing Oxnard High School and seeing Vanessa, but I was like, oh my gosh, she jumps so high, she's so good. But when she came to VC and we had our first practice, I don't think we really talked, but after a while we both found that we were really interested in beach volleyball, and then we were like, hey, you want to keep practicing together? Maybe after practice we'll go play at the beach. So that's really how mine and her bond definitely grew from there. And then we were just like, you want to be beach partners for sure? And then from there we tried convincing Brian to being like, I know we're both too small, but it would really be awesome if we could play together. So I guess that's kind of how it started, and then that helped our bond in indoor too.
And yeah, for me, because the question was how was it transitioning to becoming teammates after being rivals? For me, it was almost the easiest transition, because I never really I don't know, but for me and Rafa personally, we had a good connection on the court and playing, and we had the same drive and determination. So we were able to push each other in a positive way, where we weren't trying to get each other mad or anything. It was just all positive. So I think that really helped in becoming teammates in the end.
So kind of following up with that one for both of you, you guys had to bring in a whole other group, right? You guys had your little personal experiences, and then as a big group, because you're one of our teams on campus with a lot of local players that played against each other. Do you think that kind of helped? There's always going to be the ups and downs on teams no matter what, but having that connection that you're all local, you're all trying to do the same thing, did that help bring some of the team, at least at times, together? Because there are going to be times, you're like a family. Sometimes you're not going to be happy with everybody.
Yeah, I think all of us knew that we all respected each other's games, especially when we played against each other. And I think during the games in high school, when we were the rival games, it was really butting heads. But when it came to the court, I think we were all really interested in getting to know each other and sharing our talents on the court. So it was really awesome to see everyone giving their all, but actually being on the same side of the net this time.
Was that kind of the same for you, Vanessa?
Yeah, I think once we got to VC, I think our main goal was how to become teammates, and how are we going to win from here, instead of oh, we have individual talents and stuff. We kind of all brought it together, and I think that was really cool to see.
That's awesome to hear as part of the experience. So question number 2, you guys are dual sport athletes, so you never really have an off season. You're always in some sort of season or practice. What have you learned to help you get through the seasons and maintain excellence in the classroom?
So one thing that I had to learn was a big thing was time management. So if I had a couple hours in the morning to spare, I had to be either studying, catching up on homework, or organizing myself with due dates. So that helped me a lot. And one piece of advice that I could give incoming students would be to make sure that they understand their syllabus and they know how the portion of the class is going to be, because each teacher is different and it's going to expect different things. So when you understand what they want from you, it's going to be a lot easier to navigate the class.
Yeah, and I would say it was kind of the same for me. I feel like Vanessa and I both kind of learned that the mornings were our go-tos, because after practice we would just be so tired, and just being in a hot gym sometimes, or just really depended on how hard our practice was. It really depended on how homework was going to go and how our time management, like she said. So for me, it was just finding those mornings and scheduling my classes so that I knew what things can make me feel overwhelmed sometimes. So I took that from high school, because in high school I did a lot of sports too. So it was really, like Vanessa said, time management is so key. And I guess that would kind of be my advice as well, It's just being able to be like transparent with your teachers. Like if you're having a rough day, like form those bonds with your teachers so that they don't think you're actually like, oh, I'm tired, you know, I'm hurt, you know. It just really helped me at least to talk with my teachers and say like, hey, we had a game this weekend. Maybe you'd like to come or something. You know, just forming that bond really helped them understand like not the struggle, but just like the student athlete life for sure.
Yeah. So kind of tying now, let's talk about the beach, because you guys had a lot of success as freshmen. You got a top 6 seed. You go to the state championships. You know, this year, top 3 in Southern California, if not the state. You know, how was it playing with expectation now? Freshman year, the expectation's not as high because you're kind of still figuring things out. Now as sophomores, you had success. The goal is to win a state title as a pair. How is it playing with higher expectation?
I think so. Ending our season last year, Vanessa and I, like, we talked a little bit too, like, especially in, like, our hotel room, like, the night before the last game. We were like, we love playing together, and we were just, again, super transparent with each other on, like, we're going to go in and show what we got, because we already knew, like, a lot of people were underestimating us, like, being the size we were. So going into this season, we were kind of like, let's do the best we can. Like, this could either be the last year we play or the beginning of a whole new adventure. So for us, I think it was really just, let's see how good we can get this year, and wherever it takes us, it takes us. And let's just keep that good attitude and keep that better communication, because it was our first time playing together ever. Like, I've always played against Vanessa, like, in high school, but never on the same side of the net, like, even as friends. So I think our communication and bond got really good this year. It just flowed. Like, every single time we stepped on the court, it was amazing. So we kind of just built it from there, really, every day.
And then for me, the expectations, I mean, occasionally, like, of course, in practice, it can get a little bit stressful because you really want to, like, challenge everyone that is below, like, not below you, but like you, that you're playing. And of course, they expect that you're going to be the best all the time. And we actually were, like, defeated in practice, like, last season. So this season, the beginning of this season, right, the one that ended short, we actually had lost, like, our first game in practice. And, like, for us, I feel like that was kind of like a hard pill to swallow, because, like, we were, like, just, like, so on top of it and this and that. And, like, that's when we had to, like, come to, like, the realization that even though we're going to, like, you know, we have these high expectations, like, it's okay to, like, lose a game in practice. But, like, what matters is, like how are you going to take that loss and, like, put it into the game, you know, and show that, like, you deserve to be number one, like, team kind of thing.
Awesome. So being a dual sport athlete, tell us some similarities and differences between indoor and beach.
So the biggest difference would be, one is inside, one's outdoor. So that with that comes environmental factors like wind, rain, sun. So that can be really hard for people who are, like, first starting out in beach, because in indoor everything's controlled, you know, you know what you're expecting. It's not unpredictable. With beach, it's always like, okay, I practiced for this whole week and it was perfect weather, but our game is on a windy day. So that was one of the biggest differences, I would say. And I'll just give one more. And then basically the one similarity of the game is the hustle is the same. You have to hustle the same in both indoor and beach. And the objective of the game to not let the ball touch the ground and get the point, that would be, like, the same. But I'll let Rafa finish.
Yeah, I mean, I would say, like, exactly what Vanessa said. It was really, like, both coaches, Sabine and Brad, would always tell us, like, the wind is your third partner. Like, use it as an advantage, or, like, you can either use it as an advantage or you can get all sad and, like, this is going to be the worst day ever. So it really helped with your attitude, I'd say. Just all the different variables with being outside than indoor. And then in indoor, you have your coach that's allowed to coach you, like, every second. And, like, they can help you call the ball if it's out or not. But in beach, it was a completely different story, you know. Like, your coaches can't say anything unless you're crossing the net or unless you call a timeout. So it's definitely a whole different mind game. And I would say, for me at least, the biggest difference is mentality, because some shots in beach, like, it's not about banging the ball. Like, it's about those gnarly cut shots and those gnarly pokies that you can do. So when someone would do an easy shot that you think you could get, it's kind of hard to keep that frustration down because you're able to read it a lot, but it comes with like instinct and like how like agility, like that was a huge part. So I would say that was probably the biggest difference, is like being able to keep like yourself being like sorry, that was a little weird, but you want to be able to like find a way to coach yourself in a way and like be able to take the criticism, like constructive criticism from your partner, because you guys are both kind of coaching yourselves and each other. So you just really want to keep that open communication with your partnership, because you're not always going to have your coaches to lean on, for sure. So
with that being said, and you guys can be honest with this, what do you guys like more, indoor or beach?
Beach volleyball. That's easy. I do not like indoor, like compared to indoor is hard on my body, so beach volleyball all the way.
Oh. Well, it's nice when the sun's out and it's 65, 70 degrees with no wind. I bet you guys that's the best part about being outside.
That's the best days.
Exactly.
All right, final question. As with all of our teams, we have high standards not only in our competition, but also in the classroom. What's some advice that you can give to an incoming VC student athlete that will help them navigate the classroom as they compete at Ventura College?
I would kind of say, it's kind of similar to what I said before, is just being able to so usually your coach will always give you an excuse letter or something to give your teacher, like when you have to miss dates or matches. So I think just letting them know that, like, introduce yourself for one, like that's key, because you want to form that good bond. You want to be able to let the teacher trust you and see the hard work you're doing inside the classroom and outside the classroom. So I would say definitely just talk with them, share with them your experience, just let yourself open up, because it'll be like very quickly you'll see that high school and college are different levels, and I think just being able to be as dedicated in the classroom as you are in the court and giving yourself an equal opportunity to be successful in both is really like the key. At least it was for me. And I know Vanessa was able to keep me on my toes too with that. We had a lot of classes together, so that was really convenient too. Maybe being able to talk with your teammates and see if you can get classes together, because it'll definitely help you stay caught up with the work, and then you can relate to them as well.
And then specifically, like if you do find yourself struggling in a class, which everyone is going to at some point, like it's really important being a student athlete that you stay after class, you ask questions, you go to the tutoring center, and you put more time and effort into your homework, because like that's the only way you're gonna like really understand your class. So one of the biggest advice would be manage your priorities. So it always is going to be school, sports, and then social life. And as a student athlete, you have to really accept that social life's at the bottom. And your social life should be like when you're with your teammates, giggling before practice and after, or like talking with them. So, and like to lastly, just like stay on top of everything you're doing, because it's like really easy to get behind. So never like let your guard down, like just keep consistent.
Yeah, agreed.
Yeah. Well, hopefully when people watch this, especially our incoming student athletes or even prospective, they see that how much work you guys put in, especially for a dual sport athlete. You're always on the game. You don't really have an off season, and to be successful in the classroom and in competition on the beach and on the court, you guys both of you had two years of a great career. Got to do a lot of great things, and I got to watch it personally. So congratulations on your 2 years. We're always going to be following you. Good luck in your future endeavors, and hopefully we'll be seeing you guys soon.
Yes, we'll always come support for sure.
Yeah.
Well, thanks again for coming on. This is 5 Questions with. This is Raphaella Rosales and Vanessa Ihrke. Thanks again.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.